Welcome. Nice to meet you. Uh, my name is Spade, and welcome to Spade's Personal Finance. Today, I remember we spoke on the phone, and really looking forward to helping you with your debt and your budget, and really helping you get your finances in order. Um, what was your name again? I'm terribly sorry. John. Okay, well, it's fantastic to meet you, John. As I said, my name is Spade, and here in my office, handle personal finance and help people get their lives on track. Debt and income and taxes and saving, all very scary when you mix them all together. So today I'm going to be helping you get your finances in order, and I'm really glad that you're here today, and I'm excited to see where you'll be able to go in the future. Once you leave this office, I hope that you feel better about your finances, and I'll be with you through the way. But once you leave this office, it's really up to you to follow through what we talk about today. But I'm really excited, and I've got a bit of your information already. But just so I have it all correct, I'm going to go ahead and check up on your account in the system. So, if you don't mind, could I get your first and last name, please? Okay. And your street address, your mailing address. We're not going to send you any spam. It's just for admin purposes. Okay. And that is this state, I would imagine. And zip code. Gotcha. And that's Mainville, right? Right. Gotcha. Can I also have a phone number for you? I already have one, but I just want to make sure it's right. Okay. Yes. Yes, that's right. Okay. Do you have a secondary phone number, just in case? That way we can't reach you at that one. Maybe a work phone? Okay. Alright, perfect. And let's see here. Just a personal finance visit, that's right. No taxes. Oh, that's a mess. Some of these questions may seem a bit personal, but I mean, I'm here to help you. If you don't feel like answering any questions that could prove difficult for us be working with you in the future, but could I get your monthly salary after taxes? Okay. Okay. I'm sorry. What's your job again? Gotcha. No, don't need to be specific. It's just so we have it in the system, just for statistics. Okay. So about $3,000 a month. Now, does that fluctuate much? No? I mean, maybe by a few cents here and there. Okay, that's good. That's great. Makes it really simple for us here. So, what I'm going to help you with today, as I already said, is I'm going to help you with a budget and getting your personal finances in order in such a way that when you look at your budget, when you look at your finances, you're not scared. You're confident in the future. Because money can be a very scary thing, even for people that have a lot of it. It can be a very scary thing. But there's really nothing you need to worry about. Once you have a written plan, it becomes so much simpler. And there is a step-by-step plan that we advise here that I'm going to walk through you with. I'll walk through you. And I think you'll find by the end of this that you'll be very confident in your finances and your future. So, if you don't mind, I'm going to import a little more information, and then I'll get right back to you. It'll take me just a second. That looks right. You live with your partner, correct? Yes, okay. And what's their name? Just for admin purposes. And how old are they? Okay. And do they bring in any income to the household? A little bit. It's kind of sporadic right now, looking for a new job. That's fine. Perfectly fine. In fact, that's probably great, because once we get your finances in order, when they start bringing in some income, it'll make things go so much faster. You'll have more money than you'll know what to do with. In a manner of speaking, essentially it'll just speed up the steps that I'm going to walk you through, is all their income will do. So that's great. That's perfectly fine. Just keep supporting them and finding their job. I'm sure they'll find something very soon. Okay. Are they covering any expenses at the moment? No. Okay, that's fine. Just curious. And you are not married? No. Okay. Soon to be. Well, I'm sure you're excited for that. Do you plan on proposing? Oh, you don't have to tell me the details, but good luck. I'm sure you'll do just fine. I remember proposing to my fiance. It's really nerve-wracking, but I mean, when are they gonna say no? Come on. Be a little silly. But you seem like a fine gentleman, so I'm sure they'll be happy to have you. Alright, give me just a moment. I'm a little thirsty. Alright. So that covers all the information that you need to put in. So now we're gonna break out pen and paper, and I'm gonna kind of walk through sort of your budget. And so by the end of the day, I'll have the budget input in the computer. I'll email that to you, and with that will come a link to our on the web budget, and it's very helpful. It does all the numbers for you. You just type in the numbers that you need, and it does all the calculating for you. It even links with your bank and your debit card or credit card, and we'll track spending, and we'll put it into the categories that it's appropriate for. So say you go to Walmart and you purchase your groceries, that will automatically detect that, hey, they went to Walmart, they purchased groceries, put it under the grocery section in the budget. It's very handy. I use it myself all the time. It's super helpful. Keeps me on track all the time. I mean, of course, it's disappointing when I can't buy what I want, but, you know. So, let me go ahead and break those. Let's see here. Maybe not that pen. This one, maybe. Works. Go. Okay. So I'm really just going to be using this for some calculation. I'll be sending you a more formal version of this. This is really just for doing our calculations here, just to help you walk through it. So let's begin with your income. So you make about $3,000 a month. Excuse me. You make about $3,000 a month. Give me just. Okay. Brain fart, excuse me. Per month. Okay. So, we've already discussed on the phone, but just clear the air here. what debts do you have starting from smallest to biggest? Don't worry about the brain fart again. Don't worry about the interest. Interest does not matter at this point. We just want the smallest debt you have to the biggest debt you have. Credit card, okay. And that's $5,000. Okay. And then car, okay. $10,000. Okay. And then you have a wedding you're going to plan for. Do you have a budget for the wedding? Because you plan on getting married in the next few years. We'll get to that when we get to it. Okay, that's totally fine. Just for right now, I'm gonna go ahead and set it to 15,000. That's just something to plan towards. It's not super urgent right now, but we'll keep that number in mind, about 15,000. That would get you like a small hometown wedding. If you want to do something a little better, of course it would cost more, but I'll just put 15 for right now. We're not really going to mess with that number too much. We're just going to say that as, it's a future expense coming up that could result in debt, but we're going to try to do our best to cash flow for the wedding, because it's a big expense, and it's extremely important. I mean, you can't not have your wedding. So, okay, wedding. Now, let's go through some of the expenses you'll have here. Rent, of course. So put expenses. Expenses. Okay. How much is your rent per month? About $900. Okay. So what we're going to be doing is let me explain this in different terms. So for this budget, we are going to take every single dollar, every single penny of that $3,000 you get per month, and we are going to assign it to a section. So currently, we had $3,000. So now we take out rent. So rent is $900. So we will have $2,100 left to assign to your different sections. Because essentially, we want to tell every dollar where to go. If you have a dollar or two that's just laying around, you might get the idea that you can go ahead and spend that. And turns out, that thing that you wanted is now $2.80. So now you're spending almost $3. And it's just a slippery slope that we really don't want to put ourselves on. So we'll move on from that. So you have rent of $900, which puts us down to $2,100. But we're not really going to worry about that number. Just tell me what your expenses are that you cannot change, if you know what I mean. So say your internet, or your cable, or phone. Actually, we'll get to phone in a bit. Unless it's all under the same company. No, you have two different companies. Okay. So what is your internet and cable plan? How much does it cost per month? 70? Okay. So that puts us at 2030. Yeah, 2030. Okay. So now, about how much do you pay for water every month? Just a rough estimate. Preferably over, just because any money that you don't put towards your water, or in the next section, your electricity, that money can start going towards your debt, but we'll get to that. So what is a high number, would you say, for your water bill every month? About 40, okay. Water. Okay, so that puts us 19, 90. And what about your electricity? Okay, 70. Electricity. Okay, and that'll put us at 19, 20. Okay. And now you have a car, so How often do you drive? Is it just to work? Just to work. And about how far is your drive? About 30 minutes. Traffic? With traffic? With traffic, okay. 30 minutes is a decent drive. And you drive mainly during the week. You stay home on the weekends, or do you often travel out? Stay home, okay. So let's estimate. Now this first budget is going to be messy. It is very possible you may go over or under on this first budget, but that's totally fine. This is your first budget. It's going to be messy. It's going to be quick and dirty. And putting this together just as to lay the groundwork. You try and follow this as best you can, but say you have to spend a little extra on gas because you get stuck in traffic more often. That's okay. But just make sure you account for that in the next month's budget at $10 or so. But for right now, we'll say about $60 for rent. Gas, excuse me. $60 for gas. Okay. I think I've done that calculation right. Give me just a moment. Let's see here. Okay, I did do that right. Okay, and now you probably have to do maintenance on the vehicle. Not terribly regular, but a car wash or something simple. So we'll go ahead and throw $10 towards maintenance on the car. And how this maintenance will work is actually the money that you don't spend on maintenance in 1 month carries over to the next month. So essentially, that'll keep adding up, and if something does happen to the vehicle and you have to get it repaired, you'll have that maintenance money already saved up that you can use to spend on it instead of having to dip into the emergency savings, which we'll get to in a bit. Okay. And now, we of course need groceries. I myself and my fiance, we actually try and shoot for about $100 a week. That's just like her and I, and we eat nothing terribly fancy. We shop at Aldi's, we shop at Walmart, we shop at some of the more economical stores, trying to save money. Or we love places like the nicer grocery stores. We understand that they bump up their prices a little more. So we'll go there every now and then to get something that we can't get anywhere else. But do you think that you and your partner could do $100 a week? If not, it can be changed in the next month's budget. This is just this month. We're giving an estimate. We're trying to do our best here. Okay, $100 a week. Yeah. So, there are 4 weeks, give or take, in each month. So essentially how it works is, let's say the 30th is on a Wednesday. So that makes the 1st, that Thursday. So therefore, that week is technically the next month's week, if that makes any sense. So let me give you an example. The week with the 1st of that next month is the start of that month, if that makes any sense. So that $100 goes towards that month. So it may be that you're buying groceries on June 28th. However, because the 1st of July is in that week, that $100 is for the 1st week of July. That's how I do it in my house, and I think it works out fantastically. So, about $400 a month for groceries. And that'll put us at... Okay, so far so good. I'm just going to get a quick drink real quick. nice to put this $1,400 straight towards your debt, but we have some other things we need to take care of, like clothing. Now you're probably not buying clothing every month, per se. So perhaps another $10 towards clothing a month. And that also carries over just like maintenance. So let's say 1 month you don't spend it. It carries over to next month you have $20. And say you need to buy some jeans. It costs $20 or something. That's when you use it. But if you don't spend that $20, it carries over to the next month, carries over to the next month, carries over. And it just keeps carrying over until you need to make a purchase, because sometimes you need to buy a bit of clothes at once. And $10 flat isn't going to cover it. So $10 for clothing. Okay. And I totally forgot, but how much are you paying for your cell phone plan at the moment? $40? Oh, that's a great deal. And that's okay. $40 for a phone. Okay, looking great so far. Looking really nice. So, you need some fun money. It's always good to have fun money. You always want to limit yourself on how much fun you can have. Otherwise, you'll have too much, and then bad things happen. So, for right now, I'm going to say about $50. It's $50 for fun money. And that put us at... And don't mind my wallpaper. It's old, and yeah, it just fell. I'll have the repair guys come in and handle that. Been having trouble with it all week. So, next we need some miscellaneous money. So this would cover things that you'd purchase at the grocery store, but you don't eat. So, say toothpaste, or garbage bags, or lunch bags, or really miscellaneous household items that aren't really covered by anything else. If it's something that you're buying that's fun and would be used for entertainment, it goes into the fun category. However, something like batteries or cleaning supplies, measuring tools, stuff like that, that would go under miscellaneous. But make sure that you don't use miscellaneous for fun, because it's not for fun. What could happen is you spend that miscellaneous money on fun, and suddenly you have something break in your house, and you can fix it because you're pretty handy. But you used up all your miscellaneous money on fun stuff, and now you have nothing to spend on buying the tools to repair that thing. So I'm going to allocate $100 a month towards miscellaneous. Now, this does not carry over. The same with fun. Fun money does not carry over to the next month unless you're planning for something fun coming up. So, say there's something expensive and fun you want to do. You might not use all of your fun money that month and save it over for the next month, so that you have, then at that point, $100 of fun money to use. So $100 for miscellaneous. And for fun and miscellaneous, I'll explain what to do with what you don't spend when we get to the steps. Alright, and now we have car insurance and home insurance. I'm sure you have a couple of insurances. About how much do you spend on insurance a month? $240. Oh, okay. Great. Okay. So, one thing I forgot to ask was the actual minimum payments on your credit card, your car, and for the wedding, we'll get to that. But on your credit card, what is your minimum payment? What has the credit card told you? Credit card company told you is your minimum payment? $200. Okay. That's about average, let's say. And then for your car, about how much for your car? $300. So you're working off paying that off. It's been at it for a little while. Okay. Great. So, let's do a little more math here. So let's put the car payment and the credit card payment down here and do our little math here. Okay. So, starting with your $3,000 of income after taxes per month, we're looking at, after all of your expenses, all of your minimum payments, we're looking at about $510. So, what we can do with this number is that sounds like a lot of money you could spend on fun stuff, right? But that's not what we're going to do, because you're in debt. And here at Spade Finances, we hate debt. We hate the living crap out of it. Debt is the worst thing. I'm not a religious man, but even the Bible says that debt is the worst thing a human can do to themselves and to other people. So, our first step before we do anything fun with this $510 is to, one, save up an emergency fund. Do you have a savings account that you can access that has an emergency fund in it? Okay, great. How much is in there, would you say? $2,000. Okay, that's fantastic. So, let's see here. Let's put savings. That's just been accumulating over time as you've been saving. That's fantastic. It's always a good idea to save. Except for right now, because you're in debt. So, our first step in personal finance here at Spade Finances is to save up $1,000 of emergency savings. So that's step one, is $1,000 in emergency savings. Now you may be saying, or maybe thinking, I have $2,000. I'm doing fantastic. And you are half right. You have too much in your emergency savings. And you have far more debt than you have in your savings. And you're in debt. So, step two is actually to get out of debt. That is your second thing, and that's what you're on right now. Get out of debt. So what you are going to do is you're going to take $1,000 out of your savings, and you're going to take that $510, and you're going to put those together, so that'll be about $1,510 that this month, or maybe next month, you can throw at your debt, which will bring your $5,000 down to, let's do a little quick math here, 510, 0, 4, 3. So that'll bring your $5,000 worth of debt down to $3,490. Now, that doesn't exactly sound like a lot, but what your goal right now is to get out of debt. That debt, if you keep it on you and you just keep paying the minimum payments, will be here for what feels like forever, and you won't get anywhere, trust me. So what you're going to do, and it sounds terrifying, I know, it's your emergency savings, $2,000 worth of emergency savings, but in reality, the $1,000 of savings is actually kind of a motivator to get out of debt faster, because $1,000 worth of savings is not exactly enough to cover something big. So what your plan is to get out of debt as fast as you can, because step 3 is to save up 3 to 6 months worth of expenses for an emergency savings. Say you get laid off or something big happens, you'll have 3 to 6 months worth of expenses saved up, which, if I'm looking at it right, is going to be, Give me just a moment. I gotta do a little more math here. Everybody loves math. So that'll be 2,440 times, let's do 6. So give me just a moment here. 2,440 and times 6. Let's do 6 months just to be safe, and that'll put us at about $15,000. Now that'll definitely take some time to accumulate, but once you have that, then if something happens, you will be prepared for it. But for right now, you need only $1,000 worth of savings in savings account for emergencies. An emergency is an unexpected incident that you could not have planned for on your budget. Christmas is not an emergency. It happens every year. They don't change the date. It's Christmas. So you have to plan for Christmas. Maybe you don't spend all of your fun money for a few months to save up enough money to buy your family some gifts. Birthdays, that's not an emergency. Really anything that you could not have planned for. So let's say something does happen to your car, God forbid. Something happens to your car and you don't have enough saved up in your maintenance budget section. You dip into your emergency savings. And then what you do after you've paid off that issue that you have, you would go right back into step 1 and save up to no more than $1,000 of emergency savings. And then you go back to step 2 with getting out of debt, using that $510 a month to get out of debt. So let's move on to step 4. So after you've saved up 3 to 6 months worth of expenses, move on to step 4, which would be saving 15% of your of your income. Now, are you saving right now? Like, are you putting into your retirement at this moment? No? Okay, well, that's good, as backwards as that sounds. But essentially, once you get to the point where you aren't paying off debt, you can throw a lot more money into your retirement. Because if you're still trying to pay off debt and save for retirement, you're not going to have any money to do anything. That's how you probably feel right now. So, after you've saved up your expenses, then you start saving about 15% of your take-home income into retirement. And here at Spade Finances, we recommend mutual funds. And actually, we first recommend if your company has a match, the company you work for, they have like a retirement match. Match that first. You want to match that to the max. No need to go beyond. Just do that match first. And then I think it's Roth IRA is the next one you want. I'm totally having a brain fart. But essentially what you want is you want the retirement plan that takes out the taxes as you put the money in. That way, in the future, when you have perhaps over $1 million worth in your retirement savings, it's not being taxed. That $1 million isn't being taxed when you take it out to live off of it. So, let me get a drink real quick. Okay. So, you've started saving 15% towards your retirement. Moving on to step 5, which is pay for your children's college. Now, you don't have any kids right now, do you? Okay. Do you plan on having kids sometime in the future? Maybe. Thinking about it. That's fine. You don't need to make a decision now. Not with me. It's with your partner. But if you ever think about having kids, step 5 is a must. Step 5, you start saving for your kids' college. Kids being plural. You want to have enough money for college for both of them. And you might be... The reason we do it in this order is because, say you weren't out of debt yet, where would you find the money to start saving for your kids' college when you could have $500 that you would be paying towards your debt going straight towards saving your kids' college? Let's say you only have one kid, one child. You're saving $500, give or take, $500 a month for their future education. Imagine how much that's going to be in 18 years when they finally go to college. And college is going to be more expensive. College prices aren't going to be going down anytime soon, which is the reality of it. Even if they make it free, they'll find some way to make it cost lots of money. Alright. So, now we move on to step 6. Now this step might seem a little counterintuitive to step 2. You might be thinking. So, step 6 is pay off your home. Now, lots of people have mortgages, which is home debt. You might be thinking, why didn't I pay that off in step 2? And that's because home debt is significantly different from, say, credit card and car debt. Home debt is often a lot more stable, and you often can't really add to your home debt unless you take out a second mortgage, which, oh my word. But in your case, you're renting right now. So once you get to step 6, perhaps you're staying in your apartment or staying in a home that you're renting. At step 6, you're actually going to start saving for a house. Either saving for a down payment or saving for the entirety of a house. Which one you do is up to you. If you're getting real tired of renting, then perhaps save up for a good down payment and then, mortgage the house. When you get to that point, come right on back. We'll talk about that, but we're not really going to focus on that right now. Step 6 is save up for a house or save up for a down payment. For you, in your case. And now we get to my favorite step, step 7. At this point, you have gotten out of debt. You have 3 to 6 months worth of expenses saved up just for a rainy day. You're saving 15% of your take-home income for retirement. You are saving for your kids' college. You're either in a home that you mortgaged or you're saving up for a home. And at this point, you are building your wealth. You're investing in your future. You're investing in your kids' future. And now you have a bit of money to play with, and you got to keep budgeting, and keep moving forward in your career. Keep trying to get better at your career and find what you love to do. And this numbers of income will continue to rise as time goes on. So by this point, you probably have a good chunk of wealth that you have. And I want you to do 3 things with that wealth. I want you to have fun, because fun is very important when you have money. If you have money, why not enjoy it? I want you to invest in things that perhaps aren't as long-term, perhaps not exactly retirement, but maybe some mutual funds. I wouldn't suggest stocks, but invest a little bit. And then give. Giving your money, or giving your time, giving resources is one of the most rewarding things you can ever do with wealth. Sure, you can have lots of fun, but that fun doesn't mean anything. Sometimes when you have so much of it and you're just having fun, it's extremely different to give wealth and feel that satisfaction of helping another human being. And some people may think lesser of you if you were to only give to a select group of people, but I mean, it's hard to explain the situation. But let me tell you a quick story, if I can remember all of it. There was a young man walking down the beach, and as he was walking down the beach, he could see starfish on the beach that had been washed up. And starfish don't move very fast, as you know. So he would pick them up and throw them back into the ocean. And a man came up to the boy and was like, "Do you expect to help all of these starfish? There's hundreds of them along the beach. You're not making a difference. You really aren't. You're just helping these individual starfish." And the boy could just continue to walk down the beach and picked up another starfish and said, "It matters to this one." And he threw it in the ocean. Walked down the beach a little further, and "It matters to this starfish." And he threw it in the ocean and just continued down the beach. So, essentially, you can't help everyone, but you should help the people you can, because you're setting an example with your wealth and with your ability to give. Even now, I'd suggest going and giving your time. You may not have a lot of money to give to people, but you probably have some time that you can give. And I promise you, it's rewarding. It really is. I'm not saying that to be preachy. I just go try, go have some fun, go to a homeless shelter and give some, hand out soup. It's amazing how rewarding it is to do something so simple for people. So I'm gonna go ahead and get off my soapbox. I'm gonna go back to your finances, and I hope you learn a little something from that, maybe. Where were we? So step 7: have fun, invest, and give. That's what you're gonna do, and you're gonna continue to build your wealth, and continue to share your knowledge. And share this with your friends. They don't have to come to me to learn this. They can learn this from you doing it. Let's see here. Fun, invest, and give. Very important that you give. So how are you feeling? A little optimistic? There's still quite a bit we can do with this. But for right now, I'm going to go ahead and type this up and send it to you in an email and send you some more information. And I hope you haven't bored the hell out of you. And I hope you enjoyed this. I've enjoyed laying it out for you. And if you have any questions, you can call me, you can text me, you can get in contact with me anytime. If anything happens, let me know. If you're wondering if you should dip into your emergency fund, give me a call. I'll help you with that. Oftentimes, you don't need to dip into your emergency fund because it's something you should have planned for. But no one's perfect. Hell, I do it all the time. Do you have any questions for this time? No? Okay, great. Well, I'm just going to do one quick walkthrough with you to help you feel more confident before you leave. And then I'll type it up and you'll be good to go, all set. So, step 1, $1,000 in your emergency fund. You currently have $2,000. So what you're going to do is you're going to take $1,000 from that, put it towards your credit card debt, because that's your smallest debt. Step 2, you're going to get out of debt. And how that works is you are going to pay off this credit card as fast as you possibly can, because that $200 that you're paying towards your credit card will then roll over into your car debt. So at that point, once you've paid off your credit card, you'll have $500 a month going towards your car. And any money that you're not spending on your expenses also goes into that car. So it'll be $1,000, $1,010 going towards your car, which will have it paid off in less than 10 months, far less than 10 months. After you've gotten out of debt completely, including the wedding, which you'll have to plan for, you do a quick budget for, you'll save up 3 to 6 months worth of expenses, which in your case, 6 months is about $15,000. You'll save up that for emergencies. So say you lose your job, worst thing happens. Then you'll save 15% of your take-home income into your retirement, going through your company's match program first, and then I believe it's a Roth IRA, and up to 15%. There is no need to go over that, especially at your age. You're quite young. Next year, save up for your kids' college, or even your own. Probably your children's college. And then you'll be saving for a home. And once you have created a down payment or you've purchased a home, then you have fun, you invest, and you give. Very important, the third one. Well, do you have any questions? No? Well, I have really enjoyed this meeting with you, and I hope you've enjoyed it as well. I'm going to go ahead and type up some of this information here, and I'll have it sent to you by the end of the day, for sure. So, it's been fantastic working with you, and I'm looking forward to seeing you grow and seeing your family grow. And if you need me at any point, give me a call. It can be 3 a.m. I may be a little tired and a little groggy, but I'm here to help you. So thanks again for coming visiting us at Spade Finance, and I look forward to seeing you again. Take care. Alright, bye.